We have some sad and very shocking news to bring to you.
My name is Grant Wahl. I live in Seattle, Washington. I am Grant Wahl's brother. I am gay. I am the reason he wore the rainbow shirt to the World Cup. My brother was healthy. He told me he received death threats. I do not believe my brother just died. I believe he was killed. And I just beg for any help.
Grant Wahl's brother Eric broke the news on Instagram that the longtime soccer journalist has tragically passed away. Eric does not buy into the recent reports that Grant just randomly passed, saying he believes he was killed. NPR has confirmed the news as of this taping. Eric wrote in an Instagram post, "We're still trying to find out. He collapsed at the stadium, was given CPR, was taken by Uber to the hospital, and died, according to Celine." That's his wife. "We just spoke with the State Department, and Celine has spoken to Ron Klain and the White House." To say I am shocked and full of emotion is an understatement. I'll get into my personal feelings in a bit, but first, in reference to the shirt that Eric was making, Grant rocked a rainbow tee prior to covering the United States-Wales match. It was the U.S.'s opener to the World Cup. He would write in his Substack the following: "When I arrived at the stadium media entrance to cover the U.S.-Wales World Cup game, wearing a rainbow soccer ball t-shirt supporting the LGBTQ community, the security guards refused to let me in, detained me for 25 minutes, and angrily demanded that I remove my shirt. One security guard told me that my shirt was political and not allowed. Another continually refused to give me back my phone. Another guard yelled at me as he stood above me. I was sitting on a chair by now, that I had to remove my shirt." As we know, the Qatari government has been cracking down on pro-LGBTQ demonstration throughout the tournament, despite their original promise not to do so. They have gone back on that completely. A security commander approached me. He said they were letting me through and apologized. We shook hands. One of the security guards told me they were just trying to protect me from fans inside who could harm me for wearing the shirt. Then on December 8th, one day prior to his passing, he wrote this: "They just don't care. Qatari World Cup organizers don't even hide their apathy over migrant worker deaths, including the most recent one. The Supreme Committee in charge of Qatar's World Cup doesn't care that a Filipino migrant worker died at Saudi Arabia's training resort during the group stage. He suffered a fatal blow to the head during a fall in a forklift accident. Information that was kept under wraps until being broken by The Athletic's Adam Crafton. We know the Qatari Supreme Committee doesn't care because its CEO, Nasser Al-Khatir, told you all you needed to hear in an interview with the BBC that was breathtaking in its crassness. We're in the middle of a World Cup, and we have a successful World Cup, and this is something that you want to talk about right now," Al-Khatir said when asked about the worker's death. "I mean, death is a natural part of life, whether it's at work, whether it's in your sleep. Of course a worker died. Our condolences go to his family. However, it's strange that this is something that you wanted to focus on as your first question." He also wrote on November 23rd of the whistleblower who alleged firsthand knowledge of Qatari bribes in the country's World Cup 2022 bid and the fear she has lived in ever since. This followed his coverage in September of the Qatar Chronicles. The subheader read as follows: "World Cup host Qatar enacted new laws that it said would improve conditions for migrant workers, but are those laws being followed? We went to Qatar and spoke to workers at 14 FIFA hotels in Doha." Wahl was married to Celine R. Gounder, an American infectious disease physician who served on the COVID-19 advisory board transition team for President Joe Biden.